You're listening to Season 3, Episode 4 of the Indie Film Tribe podcast with me, your host, Angela Matamocha. Welcome. Hi there, good people. Hi. Angela Matamocha here of Indie Film Tribe. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know I have been missing in action ever since I got back from South Africa. And those of you joining me for the first time, welcome to Indie Film Tribe. So yeah, in a nutshell, as many of you know, I am a filmmaker. And the month of March, I was actually in South Africa at the South African International Film Festival. But I've got to say, you guys have been on my mind a lot. Again, for those of you joining us for the first time, I am currently in the process of getting my first feature film out into the world. So I've been in film festival land and just sort of all this. So because of that, I haven't been on the podcast as often as I'd like to be. So I just finished and passed QC with deliverables for my film Elevate, just to sort of give you guys an update. And I'm prepping, of course, for our next film festival. I'm finishing writing my next feature film, and I am in pre-production on the next film that I am directing called The Good Balloon, which I am super excited about. So what I want to do, instead of just, because I was thinking, let me just come back on to Indie Film Tribe when I'm finished with all these projects. But what I'm realizing is, why don't I just bring you along? Why don't I just bring you along for the journey? And instead of thinking that, every week I need to deliver this 45-minute epic episode, which of course I would still like to do, I thought, let me bring you along with me and just, be consistent and say hello every week, but actually share what I am, working on and what I'm going through, in the hopes that whatever I am learning is going to help you. Because honestly, you guys have been on my mind so much because there is so much I want to share. So with that, I think I'm just going to start calling this, for the next spring, summer, these will be like summer spring sessions, these episodes. So we'll see how that goes. So with that said, welcome. Let us dive right in. Today, and probably because I'm just in the middle of this, I want to talk a little bit to you about film festivals and distribution, especially for you first-time filmmakers. This is your first feature film. I know so many independent filmmakers feel like, okay, if my feature film does not get into, one of these top 5 film festivals, whether it's Tribeca or Sundance or South by Southwest or what have you, many of us think, I'm done. That's it. I'm just going to, if I'm not going to get distribution, no one's going to want my film. I'm going to have to self-distribute, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. But here's the thing, and this is, one of the biggest takeaways that I've gotten, in these last couple of months. I definitely got rejected from all these festivals. We've gotten rejection letters from even smaller festivals. But what this journey has taught me so far about feature films, and I don't know what it is specifically about feature films, because with short films, I have short films that I've done as well. I feel like it was much easier to get into festivals with the short films I've done. I don't really know why. Let me take that back. I do know why. I do know why that is. I programmed. I was a programming director for 2 years as part of Action on Film Festival Women in Film. So I did the shorts program. And here's the thing: if you're a programmer and you have 2 hours to fill, and you're, programming short films, in that 2 hours, you can literally screen like 10, even 20 short films, depending on the length of the film. If you only have these same 2 hours and you're a festival that maybe runs 3 days, 4 days, there is going to be no festival that can program 100 feature films. So for that reason, I'm learning, well, no wonder, why it's so much more competitive, right? So anyway, I just want to put that out there for those of you that are, maybe getting a bunch of rejection letters. Try not to take it personally. I know that's hard because I definitely took it personally. And I think I talked about it in one of my episodes where I just started to lose faith and hope and think like, my gosh, there's something wrong with my film. However, what I'm here to share with you today is that that is not the case. Hold on. That is not the case. There is hope for your film. Okay, here's the thing. I have learned the importance of figuring out what the right festival is for your film. Maybe it isn't Sundance. I know we'd all like to think that, but maybe not. This last festival that I just went to a couple days ago in San Diego, it was the San Diego International Women's Film Festival, right? Now, this was an intimate festival that played all short films and just one feature. We were the feature, and it was such a sweet, wonderful experience. But the reason I shared that is so just to kind of give an example of what the right festival is. This festival was really honoring female directors, right? I'm a female director, writer, our producers, the majority of them were female as well. So it makes sense why a women's film festival like this would be interested in my film Elevate, right? So something to think about as you start submitting to festivals. What else do I have to say here? Yeah. We all want to get into, the big film festivals, but here's something else that I realized. Had I maybe got it into, one of the top 5 tier festivals, maybe, and I don't know this for sure, but something that occurred to me, maybe because I don't have A-list talent or, superstars in my film, brilliant actors, but they're not, the Tom Cruises or whoever the superstars are today. Well, we know who they are. Anyway, maybe because I don't have A-list, what quote unquote Hollywood calls A-list actors, maybe my film would have been shuffled to the side, right? Because a festival like Sundance or South by Southwest has these incredible films with incredible names attached to them. So maybe for you, maybe a smaller festival might be a better fit. Because what I'm finding so far is that even if it is a small festival, if it's the right festival, they will really love your film. They will elevate your film. They will nurture your film. Example, we ended up having our world premiere at the Downtown Los Angeles Film Festival. That was October of 2018, and their theme for 2018 was really honoring, again, women directors and women's issues and women's themes. So this obviously was the perfect film festival for Elevate. It's directed by women, produced by women, starred by women, writing by a woman, me, obviously. And so at this festival, and again, even though it's not a Sundance, it is downtown Los Angeles, we had people come out. And I ended up winning a Female Pioneer Award. Awesome. We ended up getting 2 different sales reps interested in the film, and because of this, we ended up, signing with one of the sales reps, getting distribution, which is why I just finished deliverables right now. So I just want to impinge upon you how that it's possible. You don't have to necessarily be at one of the big film festivals, the top 5, the tier 1 festivals with your first feature film and think that you're not going to get distribution. Yes, the bigger distribution offers definitely happen at those big festivals, but if you're a first-time filmmaker and you have your first feature film, don't let that deflate you if you don't get into one of those. Because believe me, I can relate, but I've got to say I am so inspired and so happy to learn what other possibilities are out there for us, right? All right. I had to write some of this down because I really wanted to connect with you and I wanted to make sure that I got all of this out. All right. So we now have distribution. And you can be at other festivals and still have success with your film, get a few awards, distribution. It is possible. It doesn't, again, only happen at these big ones. This was, again, I can't reiterate this enough, but this was a huge learning experience because when I didn't get into the top festivals, I completely thought, okay, what's my next plan of action? And here's what I thought. Next plan of action is to get the film seen by as many festivals as possible and then self-distribute. That's fine, because at the end of the day, I really just want people to see the film, right? So it was such a surprise to not just win, gosh, yes, again, talk about accolades, win the accolade at Downtown Los Angeles Film Festival, but then to get the sales agent and distribution with the company I actually wanted distribution with. Anyway, all of this to say, one more time, if your film does not get into one of the top tier festivals, know that there is a home for your film. There is a home for your film. Yeah, there's that exact perfect festival that will love your film and elevate it and honor it. So we ended up having our world premiere at Downtown Los Angeles Film Festival, which is a mighty festival, by the way. In my mind, I thought it was amazing. I highly recommend any filmmaker with a feature or a short film. It's a wonderful festival. Carolyn Sosa is doing fantastic things over there. After our world premiere at downtown LA, we had an amazing world premiere. We then went to the TCL Chinese Theater for the Golden State Film Festival, where we won the Best Inspirational Feature Film Award. We also screened at an LGBTQ festival in North London, where I won a Best Director Award. And again, guys, I am not saying this to brag. I'm just saying that it's so important to figure out what is the right festival for your film. Where is its home? There's going to be more than one home. And it may just be these smaller festivals that will really nurture and honor your film. Yeah. We want people to love our film, and all this stuff is awesome. Is awesome. All right. What do I want to say here? All right. This is what I do want to say for sure before I jump out. And I did say this was going to be a quick episode. We're almost out. Any filmmaker, you guys know this journey is long. It is brutal. It is not for the faint of heart, because it is filled with so many ups, so many downs. You will get rejection letters up the yin-yang, right? And you may start doubting your film. I definitely went through that, like I said before. But it's so important to really just hang in there. Have faith and know that if deep down inside, you know what you've created is wonderful, you believe in it, keep going. Keep going. I know those rejection letters are tough. Believe me, I know it. And you feel like you're being rejected, or at least that's how I feel, because I'm a little dramatic. Having said that, though, if you really believe in your project, stay the course, because it's so worth it. It's so worth it. At the end of the day, we want our projects out there, and there are ways to make that happen without getting into the top tier or tier 1 festivals. Yeah. Even with my first short film, and I have to keep reminding myself because I went through this before, my first short film, I think I got like 20 rejection letters before we got into our first film festival, and we ended up getting a bunch of awards and screening in over 30 film festivals worldwide. So again, I just tell you this, rejection letters suck. However, this is a competitive space, so you just have to remember that, and it's okay. It's okay, because if your product is good and you believe in your product, you have to keep going. You have to keep going, because there is a home for your film. There is. If you believe it, someone else will believe it too, and somebody else will program it. All right, good people. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And thank you so much for being open to my new sort of experiment here with Indie Film Tribe, because again, I definitely still want to connect. And I think these small little tiny episodes, I know they'll definitely work better for me. And I hope they're actually more valuable for you too, because again, I'm just going to be sort of taking you on my journey almost in real time as I'm learning things and discovering things, jumping on and share them with you, with all of you. Again, thank you so much for hanging out with me today, Indie Film Tribe. Until next time.